everybody, and welcome to Session 6 of Printweaver Pillars of Ink. I am your game master, Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and we're here tonight to do more SADs and other maybe death stuff. I don't know. We're going to go around, say hey, who we are, who we're playing, and we will end with Angela, who's also going to do our recap. So let's start with RJ.
Hello everybody, I'm RJ, and today I'm playing Hale. We both go by he, him. He's a stinky cat bastard of a man trying his best, and I'm a nuisance.
Amber?
Hi, I'm Amber. I use she, they pronouns, and I will be playing Mariana Cross, who uses she, her pronouns, and she is just a little too confused about life.
What a fucking mood. Abhishek.
Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek Matange. I use he/him pronouns, and I'll be playing the walking existential breakdown that is Vago Viator, who uses they/them pronouns.
And last but not least, Angela.
Hello there, my wonderful lovelies tuning in, as well as all the folks who are just, I believe, coming in to give us some support right now. Love you all. You are wonderful for being in the chat with us. My name is Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she/her pronouns, and I will be playing Luz del Valle, otherwise known as Lucia, I believe was Varlanet? Was
Valette.
Valette. I don't know why I think the other one I'm thinking of something else. But yes, Lucia Valette. And the discovery of that information is pertinent to our recap. Shall I jump into that, Mare? Okay, so last our group left off, after having had a rather difficult experience up in the mountains, having discovered a few different bodies relevant to two different members of our party, specifically Mariana and Vago, and Luce nearly being immolated by boiling water, which is possibly one of the worst ways you could die ever. The group stopped in a nearby sort of camp settlement that was being watched over by some travelers, other individuals as guards, and was playing host to a few other what Mare affectionately dubbed fucking nerds.
Renfair.
Among also Renfair. Among them whom was Luce discovered her wife, her long lost wife, who she had not seen for 50 years. Difficult conversations were had of a very intensely emotional nature, as the group sort of gave space for Luce to sort of sort out her marital problems for a little bit, of which, is a lot to work through. Yeah, I am technically the long lost wife, which is the best part about that arrangement, is that it wasn't even that she was lost. Alicia was trying to find me, which, rough. Lot of feelings about that, but some tensions were brewed as a result of Mariana's response to one family member / family relation of Alicia, namely her niece Ari, who, in the midst of us having given a full breakdown the next day of our experiences in the mountains regarding the runic symbols, regarding the individuals of various backgrounds that we'd seen. I believe it was related to the Magnus of Cycles as far as we knew, and as well to Mariana's particular religious organization, I guess is the charitable way of putting it. I could say cult, but maybe it's mean.
Can we just agree to call them a cult?
Okay, fine. I'm good with just calling them a cult.
It's a little simpler.
Yeah, it's a cult. But the group is given possibilities of looking into a variety of other tasks, the next one being specifically the sources of disturbances affecting people disappearing from camp, specifically leading to them being altered into monsters of some kind. I believe of a horrifyingly body horror-inducing insectoid nature, which, great. But as we began to look into that and honestly trying to get a sense of not just what this infection is, how it transformed people from as they emerge with elongated limbs and furry bodies is what my notes have listed here, which every time I look at these notes, I'm more and more terrified of what we're about to deal with. And interesting things discovered. Namely, there's a tree covered in silk with the corpse of a transformed creature. The corpse, Vago, actually found to be someone that they knew. And while Hale took it upon himself to go investigate out ahead to see what is the cause of the current situation in the forest, he's found a pair of individuals talking in a clearing ahead. One belonging to the Magnus of Cycles, given the symbol that they bear, and another with a shield that has the symbol of Mariana's cult on it. And that is where we left off last week.
Oh, yes, thank you. And quickly, I'm going to say, hey, content warnings, y'all. This game mainly deals with like death because it's a based off a Souls-like game. But our specific game has emotional turmoil, mental degradation, and this episode will probably have some body horror. So if that does not make you feel comfy, please step away. Your safety is very important. Okay. Hale. We last left off where you went ahead because the 5 of you heard talking throughout the trees. So you snuck ahead of everyone else and you came across 2 individuals in a small clearing just talking to each other. But as you get closer, it's more like they're bickering. Are you sticking around to eavesdrop?
I am that nosy bitch, so yes, I will be sticking around to eavesdrop this time around.
Okay. So the first one, as I said earlier in last session, is mostly in armor. They do have a helm on, so you can't really tell like what they look like or anything like that, but they do have a shield and a sword at their hip. The other is a very boring looking young man with robes, and you saw the little like clasp on their like a brooch with the Magnus of Cycle symbol on it. And they are talking with each other. Listen, we should get going. We lost her. We can't find her. She has to be dead by now. There's no point in us sticking around. That was the Magnus of Cycles. And then the other individual in the armor says, yeah, but if we don't find her, we're going to get our asses handed to us. And I don't really want to deal with that. And there's like a little pause of them one of them crossing their arms and just like thinking. And they're just kind of like at a stalemate for a second. Like, do we stick around and find them or not? And then the one in the armor speaks again. I don't even want to be here with you, dealing with your bullshit magic. It's fucking disgusting and dirty. And immediately he is cut off. And he's like, well, our magic is helping you with your goals, so you're just going to have to deal with it. And it goes on for like a little bit like this, just like them trying to figure out, like, do we keep trying to find this person? They're probably dead with what's like, they mentioned like the monster and like what's going on around. Like, do we really want to stick around and so forth? And eventually they do start walking away from the clearing. They did not notice you.
Hale will. I imagine he got down on a belly just so he could crawl into a bush, but he's resting his chin on his forearm. Frowns a little bit before shimming his way out of the bush and making his way back to the group.
Yeah. You can return.
He'll pop up next to Vago, like, prairie dog. Hey!
Please don't do that.
Oh, Providence. What the hell?
So the bickering up ahead was from one of those people from the south with the orchid stem emblem thing on the shield, and one of the Magnus of Cycles. Apparently they're working together.
I'm sorry, what?
Apparently they're working together.
With who?
The Paragons.
The Paragon, oh, that's what they're called, okay.
Paragons of Providence. Yeah.
Providence and Cycles, they're grouped up.
That makes no fucking sense.
Mariana will look to Vago.
They're gonna look back. I'm like, what? But is that
the circle people? They're travelers, right?
Well, some of them are travelers. The Magnus of Cycles both study ink. They do experiments and such like that. Some are travelers and some are not. But also, are you sure you saw right, Hale?
I'm fairly certain I saw a brooch resembling the Magnus of Cycles, and the other one, the Providence person, was clearly decked out in armor with the heraldry.
This makes no sense because the Paragon's eschew ink and magic and all that.
I mean, that would explain why we found two of the Magnus of Cycles and a Paragon up on the mountain. That they're working together.
But why is the big question? Why?
Yeah.
You know what? I should have
How?
had the foresight to ask why they're working together when they walked away.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have. It's a good thing you didn't say anything. Who knows what would have happened?
They're looking for someone, by the way. The two that were up ahead. Apparently, they lost someone in the forest. So there's more.
Oh. Oh.
We probably should avoid them. Or if we don't want to avoid them, jump them. Because at least the Paragon is not going to be happy to see us.
They're gonna be a really good fighter, though.
Yeah, I've heard stories.
I think we should probably just avoid them. Might make things easier.
Also, we have other fish to fry.
You guys went fishing while I was going. No,
I was about to.
I said it. I started saying it, then I realized, well, that's not very funny in this situation.
Yeah. Maybe if we were having a nice little picnic, it would be great, but no, not.
No. All right.
Hell, we're
Well-
not even by water.
Hale just puts a comforting hand on Mariana's shoulder. Doesn't say a word. They went in that direction, Hale pointed, so if we are to best avoid them.
They went a
sure.
little like south-ish.
Okay.
Maybe
And our-
southeast, but like not west, which is the direction y'all are heading.
So if we maintain course, we wouldn't have to deal with them at all.
You saw which way they were going, right? So just don't go that way.
Precisely.
That's literally just what he said. Sorry.
Shall we keep going?
Amber?
Just pulling Mariana away. No. There's a time and a place, and typically the time for that is when they're asleep. Wink.
Got it. Kill her while she's asleep. I'm gonna write that down.
I can't hear you. You know that, right?
Please do not even discuss killing my wife's relative, please.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh! Whoops.
Can we keep going? We don't have time for this.
Yes.
Than't you. Thank you.
Can't kill useless family members. Got it.
Hale is guiding Mariana as they are writing in their book.
Mariana's
Just-
fucking sass.
You just see from the background Luce resisting the urge to pick them up both like little kids, like fighting over like something and just like carry them over and just like keep going.
As y'all continue to head west, Ari more like kind of leading the way, but like as she's leading on, the less leader and like leadering you need. Because as the further west you go, the more of these cocoons and webs you see, just wrapped around trees, many of which have already like burst open, some successful in their transformations and some not, as there are bodies that lie on the ground. They're very similar to that first one that you saw. Morphed and deformed, more insectoid than human.
Are they in the same state as the one we originally found? Are like less transformed, more transformed, or do they seem about the same?
They're all a little different, the ones you do find.
Hey, what are the odds that burning the forest might fix our little problem here?
There's a lot of
I-
resources in the forest.
I know, but all things considered, and then it's like just a clearing of the egg sacs that Hale motions to.
Do you want a actual answer, or do you want? There's no guarantee that fire will kill the monster.
True.
Most magical creatures can only be killed by something magical. So spells, any weapon given to a traveler, those are immediately imbued with magic.
Which reminds me, I am immediately regretting not taking that bow from Perth. I do not want to be anywhere near these creatures. Anywho,
Always throw sticks at it if you don't want to get close.
What if could we hate to say it, but should we do something with the ones that aren't hatched yet?
We could.
we could. It would take a lot of time.
I have something that can set stuff on fire immediately, no issues, but I don't want to start a full fire, forest fire. And webs are incredibly flammable.
Oh, yep.
I just don't
Maybe
want to get ambushed in case they all start coming out.
maybe we can leave the fire as like a last resort.
I would prefer that.
Hmm.
It's not a fun type of death.
How or how many appear around here just like unhatched? Just I think
Very
Mariana would count.
Very, very few. There's maybe like one that is in the immediate vicinity. There's most of it is just like webs around trees, or they're already open. And it's not as many as you originally thought or I described. It's just with all of the webs everywhere, it looks like a lot more.
I gotcha.
As you're all looking around, though, at all of these empty cocoons or ones that are fine, that aren't there, they're just a shit ton of webs, you all begin to hear a very muffled, "Help! Is anyone there? Help!" Vaga, the voice sounds familiar to you.
Vago
Yeah.
immediately starts running towards that voice.
Vago, nope.
Wait!
God damn it. Running after them.
Same.
Vago, you're rushing through these trees. You are heading to the sounds of this. It does get louder the quicker and farther you go. And you realize you recognize it, not because it's a far off memory of before. All these, with the memories and the headaches. It's not that. It's something far more recent. Someone far more recent.
Oh no.
And eventually, you come to a fully closed cocoon, which is kind of like struggling and moving, where the screams of help are coming from. And then it clicks. This is Jokal Sagebend, one of the parents that helped you after you woke up from your amnesia.
So Vago is going to immediately start trying to like tear this cocoon open or do something, just frantically trying to get them out.
Make a strength check. Yeah,
Yep,
you
good
all
with that.
come up on Vago trying to tear into a cocoon, which is yelling for help and
Wait,
struggling.
Vago, wait! They might not be safe.
Hale is drawing their short sword.
Mariana's gonna turn to Luce. We probably ran up about the same time. I've heard about ink creatures that pretend to be other people. What if it's one of those?
3 successes, 1 crit.
So a total of 4 successes or 3
Yes.
successes?
3 successes, 1 was a crit. So yeah.
Where's my difficulty? Yes. to your strength, they just kind of rip away. And the four of you, five of you, Ari's there, I'm here, stumbles out a middle-aged, very tall, lanky brown man whose hair is covered in these gross spider webs and like something wet. And he just falls to the ground in front of you, Vago. And this is Jokul.
They don't look like changed in any way or like nothing like that.
Their legs look like they were in the process of morphing. There's no fur or anything yet, but you know there's that extra joint when you're looking at an animal on the back leg. That has happened to one of their legs, which is now looks more animalistic than humanoid. And like they're trying to like get all the gunk out of their eyes and like just trying to like not feel disgusting and gross and just like full of terror, which is not working very well because he's starting to shake and like, thank you.
Vago's gonna be looking to start like helping kind of like wipe the goop kind of off the Jokul, hey, can you hear me?
It takes a second and they finally some of the goop is out of their eyes and they look at you. Vago, is that you? What are you doing here? What happened?
It's me. Oh my god. Vago just immediately kind of just pulls him into a hug. Oh my god. Oh, thank god you're alive.
They kind of hug you hard, more out of like reaction and fear and relief than like actual love to see you, because this is a little traumatizing for him. But there is a lot of relief to be like, someone's here and someone capable and someone that knows hopefully what they're doing. More than them anyway.
I mean, ask your questions. I mean, I get there was been monster attacks. How did you get here? What happened? Where the?
I think the kids are home. I was out hunting and something came out of nowhere.
Oh my god.
Hey Vago, move over. I'm gonna help them up.
Yeah, please, thank you.
And Ari will like come over to your side, like quietly saying something to Jokul, just comforting words. Everything's gonna be okay. And she helps them to their feet. Yeah, were going to have a difficult time walking.
Vago, you know them?
Sorry for the this is Jokul. They kind of helped me get back up on my feet after I woke up.
Right.
They and their family, but please let them be all right.
Where are they from?
Well, you said they were from like a town south of Perth.
They're south. They're south of the mountains, towards the southern edge of the forest.
They're on the southern edge of the forest, but I guess it would make sense if they got caught up in all this. Dear God.
That confirms the range of their territory at the very least.
In the background, you can see Ari has helped Jokul like lean against the tree, has offered them water, and is just doing like a check, like a health check, checking reflexes, eye dilation.
Do we see anything around us? Like, Luce does not trust any of this.
Oh, that's
This is
completely
not-
fair. Yeah, if y'all want to make will checks just to do a quick look around.
I have 0 will.
Then it's
so
a
that'll
chance
be
chance
Yay.
roll.
Which is
Chance time.
D10 for
It's a D10. What? What?
no.
What? I
RJ.
need something.
What?
No, RJ.
Chance time from Mario Party.
Mario Party.
God. Okay.
I failed that chance roll.
Same.
3 successes.
Yeah.
One success.
Okay. But between Hale and Vago, you don't see any immediate danger. You do see a couple other cocoons that look like they have recently burst open, like the insides are still a little moist. They haven't like dried out from the air yet. And Hale in general, you would see more tracks. Much fresher than the ones you saw before. Which makes sense because it doesn't seem like Jokul was in there very long.
More tracks here. They're fresher than the last set.
We need to keep an eye out. If it hasn't been very long, they might still be around.
Well, that might be a good thing technically if we want to take it down.
Yeah.
It only targets people by themselves, correct? Well, from accounts.
From accounts, she turns to Jokul, who is just she's taken like out her sleeping roll and has like wrapped it around their shoulders. So he's just kind of like back leaning against the tree, both legs mismatched now out in front of them, and like having some water and her flask actually. He also has her flask. I was alone. Yeah.
Let's take some time and make some crutches for Jokul so they can move as best they can. But I'm really gonna hate suggesting this. We should probably bait a trap.
I was just thinking the same thing. If they only come out when people are alone, then we're not going to see them all together like this.
Do you want me to stay with them?
Yes.
Please. Please.
I'll make sure nothing happens. And that way, there's 2 of us here.
Well, since I suggested it, I offer myself to be the bait. Put my money where my mouth is.
What if it what if it gets you though? Will you be able to fight it off?
That's the point of a trap, my dear. You all should be not too far behind.
I know, but what if it's really fast?
Then I guess I'll just have to be faster.
Agreed.
I'm slippery. Takes a lot to catch me.
Okay.
Well, while you figure that out, I'm gonna head probably like 30 minutes to an hour walk back east. Just so we're out of range.
Roger that.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
Would we want to use the clearing?
Hmm.
'Cause
Could.
obviously, we aren't able to like have a good spot to hide, but it
Mhm.
makes it's very open, so you won't be blindsided by something when it comes after you.
Why don't we go back to that clearing where I spotted the Providence
Exactly.
member and the Circle of Magus?
That's what I mean. Yeah. I want to state for the record, I don't like this plan.
You never
I
like any
don't.
of my plans.
No, I don't want you being hurt unnecessarily.
I'm gonna be honest, any plan is probably gonna be dangerous and terrible.
I know. I still retain the right to not like them.
Well, if you don't like it so much, for the love of everything, come get me.
She's definitely like looking still not great because technically I'm still like below half health, so she's like,
Oh shit, that's
God, God, I hope I don't suck today in my rolls. All right, Al, let's do this.
If we see it, I'll go first, okay?
I trust you, Mariana. I have faith in you.
Now, do you think this creature prefers sweet, savory, hot? I've got some sauces in my bag. I can.
It's too bad of it. That's a terrible joke.
You're gonna be sticky. You're supposed to be slippery.
All of you have sinned.
What do you mean?
You laugh. You fucking
Oh,
laugh.
okay.
Abhishek knows what he did.
I did nothing. I
laughed.
just said, No, I was muted. You couldn't tell I was laughing.
Ari,
Everyone can tell when you laugh, Abhishek.
anyway, Ari
Actually-
rumbles into Schwump, like looks through her pack and holds out a weird looking root to you, Vago. I want this back. But this is in case someone dies. This will burn the body so none of you turn into a printless, because the last thing I want to deal with is a printless.
Yeah.
Try not to set the whole forest on fire, please.
Before they go, Mariana is gonna hand Ari her chalice. So you know if they're coming. It'll get dirty.
I'll give it back.
You're right, you will.
I'm not gonna keep your shit. If you die and it takes you like 5 days to get back here, I might take it, but like, no, I'm not taking your shit.
Just do it for. And she'll like look at Joko, but like she's not looking at him. She's like looking at his legs. Like she's terrified of this. Like.
And then Ari stands up and like juts her head over at you, Luce. You got a sec? And she'll walk over to the side. You look like crap. Can I borrow your hand for a second? She takes your hand in both of hers, her ink one on the bottom and her physical one on top, and you can see that she has a ring on her physical one. And when she takes your hand, the skin around her finger begins to bleed, and you begin to feel a bit more hale. Put 4 vitality back into your vitality pool.
So do I become more clever and more dexterous as a result of becoming
No,
more
you
hale?
just become more healthy.
You become just that much more of an asshole.
Way ahead of you, buddy. Way ahead of you. So 4 vitality, is that
You
correct?
can put 4 vitality back in your pool.
Got it.
And then she like wipes the blood off on her pants and begins to turn away to go back to assist Jokol moving. She has something called a Ring of Martyrdom.
Oh.
Ooh. Is
It's
it
like,
exchange
little-
health to health?
May spend will points to heal an amount of an ally's vitality.
Ooh.
I like.
I want a will build, for Christ's sake. I like a strength build. I want a will build, god damn it.
These magic items sound so fun.
They're
I
so
know.
interesting.
Yeah.
I know.
So unless anyone else has anything to say to Ari, she's a little shorter than Jokol, but much stronger. So she is able to finagle him onto her back. He's holding on, and she begins to walk away. Hey, I'll just follow my tracks.
Can do.
Vago's gonna look on in the direction that Ari's walking. One of their hands is very, very tightly clenched, like almost to the point where their knuckles are turning white.
Suppose we should probably just get on with it, yeah?
Yeah.
Agreed.
What's the plan?
As Liz suggested, we're gonna head back to that clearing.
Mhm.
Have the group hide around it and Hale stand in the middle.
Can you do the luau dance from Lion King that Timon does?
What do you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula? Luau!
Someone please clip that. Please, I'm begging you.
Merch.
Andrew's
Bro,
dead
okay.
again. Bye.
Write that down. Write that down.
Eat my buddy Hale, he is a treat. Coming down the line, such a tasty guy.
All you gotta do is get in line.
You
Oh,
aching?
yeah.
Yup.
Oh, some
Orders,
bacon.
bacon.
Yep.
He's a Hale guy. Yeah, you can be a Hale guy too.
And now we just got DMCA.
Yep.
It was less than 15 seconds, it's fine.
Feeling this slightly more.
This is supposed to be a gothic Souls-like game.
You picked RJ. You did this.
As I recall, I received a message saying, "Hey, RJ, do you want to be in a thing?" Sure. No, Hale's gonna stand in the middle and just, like, really hate that he suggested this, 1. 2, really hate that he is going through with this. And 3, just, like, a slow pacing around, like, the center of the clearing.
Okay.
Are there flowers or something? You should pick flowers. Pretend like you're innocent.
What do the other 3 of you do? How far away are you? What you doing? Because I am gonna ask you to hide. If you're gonna hide.
Yeah, I feel like Mariana's not super weighed down. So probably is pretty... It could go fairly fast. So it's probably trying to hide as, like, the nearest that she can. Because she did volunteer if something gets spotted that she's going first. So I think she's in, like, runner position. Like, ready to sprint.
Okay. Luce and Vago.
Vago's probably gonna hide behind a tree, like just kind of like take a look out, like kind of peer up behind, make sure like when things go down that they're ready to just run out. So,
And how far is everyone? That's the real question.
What's the shortest distance I possibly can be? That would be, I guess.
You
where I
can be
feel like I-
technically right up on Hale if you want, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of the trap.
How far is the nearest, like, bushes? Like, you know what I mean? Like a good coverage.
Just imagine your average clearing. I'm gonna say it's gonna be one movement increment in the game.
I'm sure that's probably about as far as she would want to go. I don't think she'd want to go much further than that.
Sir.
Probably will try to bolster it up a bit. Like, if there's, like, other bushes around, we'll try to, like, fill it out more so it's more covered.
Loose.
I'm going up a goddamn tree that's nearby.
That's fair.
Well, because I'm thinking like she's not a dexterous person, really, but she could very well just vault herself up to like hiding up somewhere on a higher level of a tree, and then if things go bad, she just jumps down immediately. Because I imagine she's tall enough and bulky enough and seasoned enough to like deal with stuff like that without it being an issue. So, but still similar to Mariana, like whatever the closest tree that would provide me some coverage, I can climb up without too much issue, so that I could get in very quickly. Because she's just had, ever since we got Jokul, she's just had the glaive out and just like looking around like everything is about to attack her. Because frankly, she thinks everything is pretty much going to attack her at this point.
And that's fair. Okay. I would like everyone to roll me some kind of will check for perception, please.
2 successes.
Well, I gotta roll dice as well. Hold on.
Nope.
Uh, 2 successes, one of which is a crit for Hale.
Okay. I rolled my stealth check. So you are all waiting for a very long time. To the point where it is starting to get dark and you don't think that anything is going to get here, or, oh, it's got to be like on another side of the forest or something like that. Until Hale, sweet baby Hale. You're waiting like 5 hours, by the way. I rolled to see how long it was going to notice, till it was going to notice you.
Oh boy.
Hale, what's your OB? 2? I love
DOS.
that for you. 2, 3, 4, 5. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you hear the sound of branches breaking very, very quickly. And springing out of nowhere from a very horizontal forward leap, Hale, you are tackled. And you take 3 damage. And suddenly you all see this gigantic creature. It is probably like the size of I'm gonna say like a Jeep, like present day Jeep, a little bigger than that. It has a hardened black carapace with all these like weird tufts of fur coming out of it, these giant pincers in the front, and multiple legs with 2-fingered like sharp claws at the end. And now I need everyone to roll initiative, please, because this thing got the jump on you.
Oh yay!
Tarantula.
It's kind of like a beetle, like spider type thing. The new spider F-150.
I was about to make a comment. Ever been tackled by a
no.
giant arachnid in the middle of a forest? Well, that's what it's like to drive a Ford F-150.
It's dexterity that's for initiative, correct?
It is, yes. It's gonna be group totals, by the way.
Okay. I have a 5 successes.
Does anyone else
Nice.
have a success? Okay, so y'all are before it. Hey,
Good.
you are because it got 5 successes, but you all go as a group. So
Yeah.
y'all
I
are
got
first.
one.
Yeah, so y'all are first.
So Mariana's been waiting, like, this whole
Yes,
time. Like, sword,
absolutely.
shield, like, is ready. So she'll burst out of the bush and run up towards where Hale and creepy creature are.
Yep.
And try to take a downward swing at it.
All right, please roll to hit, please.
Sorry, I have to count dice.
That's okay. You have a lot of dice.
Four successes?
Yeah. So you're able to hit it and do a little bit of damage, but this has some pretty like hard armor. So you are able to do a little bit. Yeah, Hale, you are kind of pinned under this thing, so if you do want to get out.
So Mariana, before she like as she hits and notices it's got this like hardness on it, will yell out, "It's got armor!"
Sweetheart.
Hale, pinned underneath, is just gonna start stabbing.
That is fair. You may roll to stab.
To be fair, Hale is on the underbelly.
I will say it's at disadvantage though because of the positioning. It's like right on top of you, and your sword's still you're kind of
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm on
That's-
7s.
7 to 10s
7.
for a success.
Crit. That's a success, but everything else is a fail. So 2 successes, one of which is a crit.
Ooh, so its OB is 2, meaning
Okay.
it gets to parry on that.
Oh,
So,
no.
Yeah. So, roll me a dexterity roll, please. Because it gets a special ability when it parries.
I beg your pardon.
You can beg all you want, there's still gonna be a spider. 4 successes.
It got 5 successes.
Oh dear.
So you have
Oh my god.
Great.
you have the restrained condition.
Huh?
Oh, I don't like
As-
this.
As it begins to fit from its pincers this web around you, and you are restrained.
Luce, I no longer have this!
Speaking of,
Your turn.
so I was looking in the book about it's saying about skilled actions.
Yes.
So I was wondering, would it be possible to spend 2? Fuck it. Well, let's go spend 3 dex points. So all of my dex, in order to try and do an action of essentially, like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go with this too. I'm just gonna try and like lift it up off of Halen to get it to fall onto its back.
Okay, so dex points can be used to trigger a single skilled actions. They are in addition to a regular action during your turn. If a skilled action requires a check, you get a number of successes equal to the amount of dex spent. Okay, so you are going to try. You're going to use 2. How many of your dex? You said you have 2.
I'm using 3, all of it.
Your 3 dex points.
Yep.
So you're going to use your 3 dex points. You'll get 3 successes to start with to topple this thing. It's going to be pretty hard, but you will need to roll a strength check in addition to those points as well.
Strength, you say?
Yeah, you're fucking flipping a giant insect. It's
No. I'm saying that with happiness. This is the one time where I hear strength, and I'm like,
Okay.
Skippy.
So you already have 3 successes because of the skill points spent, the dex points. So yeah, roll me your
8, 3, 8, 7, 8. So 4 additional successes plus the 3 I spent. That's 7 successes.
Yes. Tell me what
to knock
happens.
this- I think she just sees like Hale like start getting cocooned by the web and is like, no, this is not going to happen, and just straight up like pierces through the very bottom of the armor and just like forcibly just flips it up onto it falls on its back.
Like a pancake.
So, question. Could I possibly have advantage for my attack
Yes.
doing that? Sweet.
Until it gets
Yes.
a chance to flip over.
I assume.
If anyone, which won't be until its turn, so Lucy will have advantage, and Vago, if you decide to attack, you will also have advantage. So you will have
Sick.
successes on 5 to 10.
Nice.
5 to 10. Okay, so now for my actual attack, I'm going to stab into this motherfucker because I want it to go away. Get
Do it.
off my stinky Catman. That is 1, 3, 1, 9, 5, 8, 8. So that's 4 successes.
9, 5, 8, 8. So that's 5.
Wait. Sorry, that was only with 7 dice. So that's 4 successes with the 7 plus the 3 for using a heavy weapon, correct?
You have to roll 3 more for a heavy
So
weapon. Yeah.
3 more. Let me roll those 3 just to see. And this is on 5 or above. All of those are successes. So that's 7 successes total.
You all see Luce do a heavy blow to this thing as part of its carapace cracks it audibly. Vago.
Seeing that the monster has appeared, Vago, they're seeing red right now. This is one of the things that have it's all jokel and everything.
Personal. It's
It is
personal.
personal for them. So they're going to immediately rush in, and for good measure, they're going to pour all of their will into this attack.
You mean your strength?
with strength? Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, meant strength.
To say
we're gonna
will.
pour- meant strength, not will. We're gonna pour maybe not all of that. We'll say 3 points of strength into this.
Okay. Plus your other strength. And your weapon attack.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many you have.
So yeah, it's six total strength, 6 max strength plus 3 from the weapon.
So
plus
total
3 that I'm
12.
adding. Yeah. Rolling command this time for the multi rolls.
Let's do it. What do you get? It's gonna be great.
And Vago also has the 5 or above
Yes,
success, correct?
you succeed on a 5 and up.
Got it.
you to get more D10s.
I'm waiting for the package to come in.
Okay, good.
Six, one is a crit.
6, 1 is a crit, so that's total 4 damage. Where once again you are able, just like Luce, able to do a good heavy smack. This thing flips over, looks at the 4 of you. There's 4 of you. However, 2 of you actually did a heavy smack. And right now, I think the closest one is going to be one of you 2.
Oh boy.
All right, it's gonna
You
be
ready
go
to die,
after.
Vago?
It's gonna go after you, Vago.
Yay!
So 1, 5.
I didn't mean you. I thought I was gonna have the bad luck on that one. Shit.
I rolled a die for it. It was odds, Vago.
I figured.
1. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you were lucky. It does only 4 damage to you, 3 of which are absorbed by your armor. However, when you see it, and it slashes at you, you see some of the cracks in its carapace heal a little bit.
Yay. Yay.
And then it lets out a little screechity screech. Very loud. And the trees begin to move.
And now more of our coming. Great.
All right, back to the 4 of you.
I'm starting to think this was not a good idea.
Yeah, you're still restrained, buddy.
What would that be to break out?
I'm gonna have to say, oh god. I think in this case it's gonna have to be strength, because it's sticky. You can't just slide out.
Can one of us try use our turn to break Hale out?
Oh, absolutely. If someone
Okay.
wants to do that. Yeah.
Grab him and-
Okay, so Mariana's gonna get him out.
I'm gonna try. Can I try
Well,
to
yes,
pull-
try.
I have
pull
faith
him
in you.
away? Okay, I
Yeah,
gotta
so roll me
hit-
a
got
strength
2
check.
hits.
Strength check, or you can use your sword if you want. Your sword
Let's
will...
use the sword.
Okay. Just don't stab him.
Yeah, I'm gonna like.
Your face.
You know, like when you open a package, that's what it's gonna
Can
be
we-
like. My sword
can
is
our-
now a letter opener.
Can our emotes for the channel just be RJ's facial reaction?
Honestly, though, yeah.
Please.
Oh, I rolled a lot of 10s.
Ooh. Ooh.
You probably did it.
Do we still get advantage?
No, because this is on Hale. It's not gonna matter. I'm assuming Hale's not struggling.
I
It's gonna happen.
imagine.
It's not gonna be a super hard roll.
Okay, good. Because
So
I
it's-
imagine it's like Mariana's stalking over to Hale with whatever weapon she's holding, and Hale's like, Mariana, no, please no, please no.
So
Oh.
it's 5 successes with 3 crits.
Okay, Hale, you are free. You're still covered in webs because it's stuck to you, but you're not restrained anymore.
Great, lovely. Thank you, sweetheart. Hey, how dead do we want this thing?
Very.
Extremely.
Alright, well, I'm gonna hate doing this.
You can do it. I have faith in all of you. What are you
Yes.
doing?
Hale takes a moment to himself and inhales deeply. On one of his arms, you can see the ink start to pulsate underneath the skin and undulate as it just blackens throughout his body. I'm going to dump 6 points of dexterity.
My god.
Go,
For-
boy, go.
This is I'm going to crit fish tactic.
Yeah, that's fair. That's,
So
fair.
that's 12d6.
You can do it.
Or
Welcome to
12d10s.
Plus
Welcome
your
to 12.
weapon.
Plus my weapon, which is 2, correct?
Or is it a light or a medium weapon?
It's a light weapon.
1.
Oh, short sword is medium. Okay.
Oh, medium,
2.
then it's 2.
So 14d10.
Jesus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13.
let me just pull up my little cheat sheet in case you get several crits.
Okay. All right, so that is. I'm no longer disadvantaged, right?
Correct.
And hitting it's giving me advantage.
No.
No, it's no longer.
It has flipped up on its right side. It is no longer on its back. So no, it is regular. It's a flat roll.
5, 6, 7, 8. 8 with 2 crits.
So when you get a crit equal to its OB, a number of crits equal to its OB, you crit.
Oh.
So how many successes did you get?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I have to do math, sorry.
I apologize.
No, it's okay.
That
This
was
is
very
a-
unally of me during Pride to make people do math.
I'm not a not math gay. Let's put it that way.
That's fair.
And this is a physical weapon, so how do you take this thing down? Because you just did a total of 14 points of damage to it, and it only had 13 left.
Oh. Whoever's watching basically just sees Hale as he exhales, cross his arms over his chest and fall backwards. There is a sploosh of ink that covers him, and then he appears behind the creature with his short sword out and pointed down. There is the guts and entrail that are on the side, and he flicks them off and then sheaths it. The spider just quivers and then bifurcates.
Who hasn't gone this turn? Vago and Luce. All right, you have one turn to do it, whatever you'd like. You don't see any other enemies yet, but you hear them. Because this thing did call for help.
Yeah. Vago, how much vengeance do you want for your friend? Because I don't think this is going to end well for us if we stay.
As much as I would love to absolutely thrash these things, I agree.
We need to get Ari. We need to get Joko. We need to get out of here. It's going to get bad before it gets worse.
Well, we killed one.
That looked like the one. Everything else you have seen was more like human-sized. That one was easily double, quadruple the size of any person.
That one. So this one stood out though. It's much bigger than what a lot of other things have been.
Mm-hmm. And with the way it was like starting to make a restrain hail, it might have been what you were looking for. But there's really no real way to tell until you can like get a good look at it. But if you're fleeing, you can't do that.
We come back for the body when things have cooled down a little bit.
Well, what if it's gone?
Either it's gone or we're gone.
All of you run. I will do it. I'll get it. I'm running over and I'm grabbing the body, whatever's left of it.
So you're gonna
Grab
hold
the
half
jeep.
of a jeep.
Yes. I don't care.
World's strongest woman.
Okay.
Or actually, no, more sensible. Is there a way to like spend my turn looking over the body to see if there's any significant details? That's probably a lot more sensible because that will take less time. It will still take time, so I don't care if it takes my whole turn or anything to go do that. I just need to know like what is our not having to take a jeep essentially option here.
So I'll give you two options. The first one is you can spend an action and a check to look at it and like it'll be like a roll to check and look it over and see if you notice anything. Or if you stay here and use your whole turn to look at it, you will definitely get some information.
I will stay.
Okay, Vago, what are you doing?
I guess if they notice that Luz is gonna stay, they'll probably stay with them. Cause like, yeah, not buddy system and all that.
Yeah.
Plus, they're kind of itching to thrash some spiders if they come, so they need something to just beat right now.
Yeah, I think in that case, Luce and Vago are basically holding on the front over here, but we'll just call it to Mariana and Hale. Mariana, Hale, get back to Ari. Run. We will catch up with you. Just go. I think she's looking at Hale what he just did, and it's like, that was impressive. I also don't think you can do that again.
No, I cannot.
Mariana, what is your reaction? Are you listening?
I don't think Mariana wants to go. Like, I think she's like, okay, we just took down one. Like, not even thinking that, like, just like, oh, look, it just took 2 turns, you know? Like, we did it. It's good. Like,
What are
so
turns?
she probably, you know, like, will head to the other side, like, where the noises were coming from, and just, like, sort of
Ready?
board. Yeah, like, ready.
Hale, are you running?
Seeing as the group is staying, and these things like to attack people by themselves, Hale is
No,
drawing
he
his
can't.
short. Hale is drawing his
Yeah.
short sword and like just pulling at the scarf around his neck and tying his hand to his short sword so he doesn't drop it.
So, like, the idea was run, but then no one runs.
Apparently, no one wanted to run.
Oh,
Okay, so in that case, top of the turn, you see a small swarm, small, not a lot, leap from the trees, about your size, definitely used to be human, or humanoid of some sort, similar to what you saw the dead bodies that were laying in front of the cocoon, what Jokul was starting into. Just these weirdly odd proportioned mix of an arachnid, human limbs and fur. Some of the faces have begun to have their chin jut out with fangs growing out of her pincers. And you all get attacked. I'm going to say that there is 6.
it's a small swarm, you know.
They're small. So what's going to happen is that one is going to go for... You know what? 2 are going to go for Hale. 2 are going for Hale. I got to do some math. Hold on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You take a total of 3 damage from the first attack, Hale. Goes from your strength first. And the second one misses. The 2 are going to go after Luce. 1, 2, 3, 4. You take 1 damage from the first hit, Luce. And then 1 damage from the second one. Mariana, you take 1 damage. And Vago, you take none. So now it's back to the rest of y'all as you are swarmed. Luce, if you are still looking, you do not attack this turn if you are still going to look.
God, I hate not stabbing things. Fuck it. Yes, I will look. I will give it my turn to look.
Okay, I'll tell you what you see at the end of the after everyone else goes.
Got it.
All right, the rest of y'all, what are you doing? Sword
Mariana
and sword.
We'll take to the closest one.
You can do it.
Just 1 success.
No, wait. Oh, wait. Hold on. I did not roll to see what kind of.
Oop.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's not enough to do damage. It'd be enough to. It'll be like they'll have 1 OB, but so they'll parry on you, but that's it.
Bad roll.
They don't hit you because they parry to parry, so it's just kind of like clinging off of each other.
Soul Calibur 2, where you're just infinitely parrying each other, hoping one person messes up.
All right, Vaga.
Vago, similar to Mariana, they're going to immediately start wailing on the one that attacked them.
Mhm.
So this is going to be a simple attack, no extra strength add.
Do it up. Do it up. While Abhishek is rolling, do you want to say what you're doing to RJ?
Fighting off 2 spider people.
All right.
Well,
That's fair.
Oh, oh no. Holy shit.
Uh-huh. What does that mean?
4 successes, 2 crits on that.
So how do you decimate one of them?
Essentially, as one of them is going to swipe at Hale, he ducks under the arm, grabs that appendage, pulls back, and then sinks the dagger into the clavicle, and then
And what
pushes them away.
Oh. And what about you, Abby?
8 successes, 3 crits.
Yeah, you fucking decimate this thing even more than Hale. What do you do?
So I guess if the spider is trying to attack me, Vago would probably much just go to the side, just bring up their staff and just swing down with a sickening crunch right on top of the head.
So many crunched bones. So many. Amber, did you go?
Yes,
Okay.
I did that.
Loose. You spend one turn looking at this thing and you notice a couple things. Even though it's very, very spider-like and such like that, its like face, now that you're getting a really, really good look at it, was once human. It was once human of some sort. If you look a little more, I'll give you something else, but this was not just a monster.
I want to stab things, goddammit, Mayor, but I want info more than anything else. For fuck's sake. I will spend my turn.
Or you
looking
can
at-
hit, or y'all can hit things and kill everything and then look.
Yeah, I think this is going to be easier to do it when we're not currently being attacked. Okay, on my turn, is it not my turn to do it?
Oh wait, no, yeah, next turn. Sorry, it's their turns.
That's
again.
why I was going to ask. I was
Right.
like, shouldn't there
I was
be
just I was
spiders
just telling
trying
you
to kill
what
me?
it is. Who is the person I said there's 2 on? RJ and who?
Hail.
Hale and
I think it was Amber.
Hale and Luz. No, because
No, I think it was
I think
Mariana.
Mariana and Vago had 1 each.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I got hit twice, Mayor, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
me and
okay.
Hail have 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luz and Hale.
So, Mariana, the one that attacked you, only got 2 successes, so you can parry and do an attack on it.
With my shield, I have 3 OB.
Oh, then never mind. You are fine. 1, 2. Hale has 2. That was 2 successes, so you can do a parry on it. The one on Vago is gone, so loose. This one is going after you. That is 5 successes. So there are 2 hits on you, 2 damage on that. And the second hit is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 1 damage.
So what is that total damage I'm taking, Mayor? 4 damage.
Essentially what got healed off.
Yeah.
Basically.
But I think she had got some damage earlier. So
Oh,
the
that's
parries.
right.
The parry, Hale. What'd you get?
3 successes, no crits.
You do. It's not gone, but you do hit it. Everyone else. You can hit now, Luce. Would you like to hit?
Yes, I would like to hit. I know exactly how I'm going to describe hitting this fucking thing as well once I see what my successes are.
Please, describe away.
Nope.
No? How
It's
many
only
did you get?
It's only 2 successes out of 10.
That still does a little damage.
Oh.
They have OB1.
Oh, okay then. I'll take Yippee Skippy on that. I think she literally just picks one up and is trying to stab it directly in the stomach because she's pissed off at it trying to like keep hacking at her.
Is Wiggly. Mariana
Wiggly
and
little
Vago.
bugger.
Mariana's gonna try again on the one that's. They're just hitting each other back and forth.
Stabby stabby. I have faith in you. You can do it.
4
wanna-
successes, 1 crit.
Yeah, tell me how you take this thing down. They only have 4 hit points.
Oh.
Is there like a soft spot between like its chest and its head?
Just imagine a human torso. So yes.
Yeah, so I imagine she just goes like right for the weak spot, like a boss fight where you can just target in on it. And I imagine she just like takes it and is like shing shing, and then it's like it's like it's...
All right, Vago.
Vago's going to go help Luce and attack the other one, the one that Luce was not attacking.
Go for it. Sorry, I'm looking for something specific.
No.
No, it's actually something good for you, actually.
Oh, okay.
I can't find it. You have to go to the actual document. Because it's a specific, like, combat thing. Monstrata. Ah, morale. That's what I was looking for.
You said morale and the music like and it was perfect.
6 successes.
Yeah, you can kill one of the ones on Luce if that's what you were going for.
Yes.
Okay, so it is these things' turn. And basically, after I get back to the correct monstrata for these things, they have noticed that more than half of their buddies are gone. Oh, they have no will. So they begin to flee. They know they are clearly outmatched. What do you do? Because you can take attack of opportunities on them, or you can let them go.
Attack of opportunity, absolutely.
Same.
All right, go for it.
Demolish.
Oh,
Yeah, the only one. So there was one on Luce and one on RJ. So take what you will.
Those dice are gone forever.
F's
Oh, no.
in chat for the dice.
They're very heavy metal dice, and one of them hit my foot.
Oh no! F for RJ's toe. In chat.
That's 3 successes on the one on RJ. One on Hale.
So you kill the one on RJ.
Okay.
On Hale. That one's gone.
6 successes on my end.
4
Yeah,
successes
you
for me.
you are able to get rid of
Right.
these things completely.
I know exactly how I'm getting rid of mine. I'm basically just gonna steal a Mortal Kombat X fatality, and I'm just gonna like pick it up, turn the glaive upside down, and forcibly just bifurcate it this way.
Ooh.
I'm like, you fuckers. I'm so done with bugs. I personally don't like bugs very much. Luce now officially hates bugs.
Fair.
Understandably so.
It is quiet. There is this smell of this acrid ink in the air. All of these folks bleed ink. And it's quiet.
Anyone have a water skin? My mouth's very dry.
Mariana will hand hers over to Hale.
Thank you.
Mood also same.
Hydrate, everybody.
Yes, please hydrate.
Told you we could take them.
Yeah.
I was worried it was going to be more of the big ones.
What is this big one? Is it looks like them, but it's really big.
Well,
I lived in 2023. I might say it's like a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
you see, Luce ignores this. I will laugh at this. Luce ignores this, and she just like pulls out like dagger to just like move bits of it like out of the way as need be to get like a full investigation on this damn thing.
Sure. I'm not going to make anyone roll for this because with enough looking, you can get the information that is there. This thing used to be human. Especially now that it is bisected, the human parts seem to have been inside the carapace. Not fun. Seems like the carapace was like formed around and it just became like a very big exoskeleton. The second thing that you notice is you can't really tell on the hands of this human. They are gone. They are somewhere within the confines of this creature. But on the carapace itself and on its limbs and its pincers, you see the very fine lines of minutia. minutia as in what makes up fingerprints and print marks.
Rihanna's gonna go around and look at each one of their faces. I guess, like, just try to recognize them. Like, not that she thinks that she knows any of these people, but just, like, take in who they once were.
They look nothing like what they were supposed to look like when they were human, but you can get a close mental image if your imagination is strong enough.
She's gonna take a moment and, like, look at each one of them really carefully. Not looking for the human parts of them. And then we'll take out our notebook and write some notes down for each one of what she thinks that they looked like, in case they were to come across somebody that's missing. She can tell their families what happened. So however long that would take is how
Yeah.
long she would do it for.
You don't hear anything else coming, so you all can take as long as you need.
I'm gonna get the others.
Might be good to be in a place open like this so we can see if anything's coming. In the woods, it's hard to tell.
Right. Someone light like a campfire. It might make this place a little homey.
Tail, I think you should stay here right now while Vago and I go. Mariana finishes taking a look over all the bodies.
Yeah, sure. I can get some firewood. That's perfectly fine.
So Luce and Vago are going to go get Jokul and Ari.
Yeah, I think Vago would distinctly see that Luce looks a lot more worried than she normally is, and is like moving much faster than much faster pace than is probably wise. Even if there's nothing around, she's still like in the mode of like, this will probably make a little bit more noise than she should, but she's desperate to go find Ari.
Okay. In that case, while you two go look for Ari and Jokul, we will reconvene with the 6 of you at camp, and we're going to go take our break right now. So everybody, please
Awesome.
rest, get some water, pet your pets, and we'll be back soon. Bye. Hey everybody, we are back from break. Thank you for waiting for us. Last we left off, our group just killed a very large spider insectoid-like thing and some smaller insect-like things that were definitely human at some point. While Hale and Mariana stayed behind, Luce and Vago went to go get Ari and Jokul. Luce and Vago, you do eventually, you're walking a little fast. One of you said you were walking faster than normal. Get to Ari and Jokul. She is standing guard very intently near him. And as soon as you come through the woods, she does pull her ink arm turns into an axe. She is suddenly holding an ink axe in her ink hand. And then when she realizes it's just the two of you, she lowers it. Did the other two die?
No.
Okay. I had to ask. It was a very high likelihood.
We know. Are you okay?
We are, except for the immediate problem, yes, we are fine.
Okay.
How
We're
are they?
fine.
Was there any difficulties or anything happened while you guys went back or?
Aside from the normal difficulties of carrying someone and also trying to protect them at the same time, pretty quiet until I heard loud screeching from the direction you all went.
They've all been dealt with.
At least in the ones in the immediate area, we don't there's no way for us to know if we got all of them.
We are considering starting a fire in the clearing. Controlled fire, pardon.
I figured that. I'm more concerned with which clearing. The clearing where all the corpses are. And she looks at Jokul, whose face is white as a sheet.
We'll find another spot, if need be. But we need to make sure
Nearby.
we grab you.
Thanks. Yeah, we can start heading in that direction. She will sheath, quote unquote, her axe, which just kind of just sloops right back into her arm. And she will walk back over to Jokul, assist them to their feet. And once again, he will gratefully clamber onto her back, where she will carry him back to camp. She does like whisper over to you, Vago, maybe go on ahead and set up camp that's not in the middle of.
They'll nod, and I'll let them know. So Vago kind of runs off back towards Hale and Mariana.
I can Ari, I can take over carrying him if you'd like.
Maybe when we're leaving. Then you just hear a quiet mumble of sorry from Jokul.
You have nothing to apologize for.
He doesn't argue with you.
Damn straight.
You can take shift tomorrow. Eventually, the four of you return to camp with Hale and Mariana. For just camp is not within eyesight of monsters, but close enough to check it out if you want to.
I think Mariana too probably has taken the bodies and like
Okay.
nicely put them somewhere so they're not, you know what I mean? Probably not the same that she did with what was it, Ellie? Probably not quite the same, because she's like, I don't know what these people were a part of, you know, but just like nicely laid them all to rest.
That's fair. But yes, eventually the six of you end up at camp together. Ari does assist in getting Jokul all set up near the fire so he does not freeze in the middle of the night, and also begins to get a pot of food on. Just mixed rations, water, soften him up, hardtack, tea.
Mariana will put some of the like medicinal herbs that she got from the medical kit in whatever they eat, just so everybody gets a little bit of, you know, it's not going to do like healing, but it's going to make everybody feel, you know,
Gonna help dull
better.
the pain a little bit. And at some point, Ari does, after eating. Did you all already get a look at it?
A little bit, but we figured we could use your eyes to you could get a little bit at it. You know more about it than us, so
Yeah, I was definitely gonna take a look.
Covered in what looks like pieces of things making up print marks, if I understand it correctly.
Print marks?
The carapace.
All right, let's go take a look, I guess. And Ari begins walking over. She does light a torch because it is dark out. Y'all were waiting for like hours, but this is not something she wants to leave until the morning. So she does grab a torch, begins walking over, and begins observing. Yeah, you're right. And she like points down at some of the pieces of the carapace, especially near the appendages. These are definitely print marks. And there was definitely a human in there. Probably a traveler. Just by a guess. The real question is how and why.
I mean, something started it, right?
I have never heard of a traveler turning into a monster other than a printless.
Maybe this is something to do with the pillars? Maybe
Maybe.
they make special kinds of printless. I don't really know anything about them, though.
She just shakes her head perplexed, trying to piece together what all of this it means.
Wait. Maybe there's a pillar around here?
Maybe.
Because when we were at the place where the sky fell down, that was a pillar. And then when we were at the place up on the mountain, there was a big rock monster, and that was a pillar. And maybe the pillars make things really bad, and this is pretty bad.
Maybe there's one in the forest and we just haven't seen it yet.
And the professor said they all kind of look different, so how do we even know what we would look for?
Especially something that is as obscured as a forest with a lot of ground to cover. I don't think we should stay here longer than necessary. If anything, she inclines her head at Jokul.
Agreed.
And nothing I don't want to do. I don't want to do anything until the morning anyway.
No, we were able to handle all those, and she like points her thumb back at the where the like the carcasses are. She's like, I don't want to meet those at nighttime.
Figure out game plans in the morning.
Yeah.
We should probably keep watch night, and I know not everybody's feeling the best strength, so I'd be okay to take 2 watches if you need.
I was about to suggest the same.
I can also help with the watch too. I'm still feeling pretty decent myself, so.
If everyone has turned their heads over to Hale, his head is essentially slumped downwards. There's a half-eaten bowl of food in his lap, and he's just snoring softly.
Mariana will suggest maybe like she does two watches, and then Ari will do 2 watches after that, and then Vago can like overlap the Mariana's second and Ari's first.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. Mariana wouldn't mind doing either one.
Luce will help Ari on the second part of her watch.
She gives you like a look that says, "Bitch, you should go to sleep," but doesn't say anything. Fine.
You get some rest. I'll take first.
I'm going to sleep. You can figure this out between the two of you. Good night.
Can't murder unimportant family members. Murder
I can still hear you.
Good night!
Oh, huh?
Hale,
it, Hale?
Why don't you go lay down? Not in your dinner.
Who's gonna take first watch?
We already got it covered. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm
You
gonna
all did
take
very
this-
well tonight.
Well, did you see what you did? You were like.
Hale takes the bowl off of their lap, sets it aside, and then just face plants onto the ground.
Mariana will carry him to a bedroll and.
Luce is already flattening out the bedroll for Hale.
All right, so y'all, also spend the ink to make up a guard.
Yes.
Yes.
We all
Everybody-
have plenty of ink, so.
Yeah. Unless she, Ari does do cover Jokul, so you don't have to worry about those two.
How much do we get from the golem?
We got 500 each.
No. We got 400 ink total, and we gained 85 each in order to help
Oh.
cover the costs of setting up the ward for each of us for the
Each
3
night.
days
Oh,
that we
that's
stayed.
right.
Mhm.
I wrote it down completely wrong. So we did not get 500 each. We got
That would be
100.
nice if we did. I don't. But Mare already gave us a lot when they rolled for us before.
Also, Amber, there is a vial of ink in the health kit,
Yes. Yep. That's. But I think Mariana.
specifically for healing.
I think she took it very seriously when it's like, this is for an emergency only. This is not
Yeah.
constituted emergency.
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically. So I'm not gonna make anyone roll, except for the normal wildlife sounds. You don't have any surprises in the middle of the night.
While Mariana and oh my god, why can I not think of Check's character's name? Vago. So, okay. While Mariana and Vago have like overlapping watch, Vago.
Mhm.
Who is that? She'll point over to where Jokul is.
He
Vago's
does
gonna look over
snore. I apologize.
Honk shoe.
Chorus of snores from Jokul and Hale.
You're harmonizing.
Vago's gonna look over at Jokul and let out a soft smile. They're like Jokul is like the closest thing I have to family. They and their family actually they found me after I guess I was just wandering around. I didn't really have any memory. So, but they found me. They took me in, helped me get back on my feet. I wouldn't be here without them. So,
I'm glad that we saved them.
so am I. I just really hope. Just really hope that they can't even finish their sentence, honestly, because of just there's wrought with worry for what's gonna happen to Jokul now, especially with their leg now misshapen and malformed like this.
Well, Ari, her arm. Maybe they can do something like that for Jokul.
Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, they're not travelers. I mean, I don't know.
I think
just-
if he's good enough to help you out when you were in a situation that was pretty desperate, I think some of that would get returned to him, right? I think he'll be okay.
That's what I hope. Honestly, like I wanna believe that for all the good that he and his family did by helping me. I wanna believe that Providence would give some of it back to him, like be able to help him when he needs it. But I can only hope that it happens. I don't know if for sure whether it will.
I think it will. That's the end of Mariana's thinking about that. I think she's a bit afraid that if she thinks otherwise, uh, it might be bad. So she doesn't allow herself to think that something bad might happen.
Eventually, your watch ends, Mariana, and Vago, Ari takes up watch with you. She doesn't really have much to say. She takes a lot of time making notes in her own notebook. Every once in a while, glancing over at you.
I guess Vago would probably meet Ari's eyes at one of them. What?
Nothing. Just checking in.
Yeah, Vago is their foot is, you know that thing you do when you get like really nervous, your foot automatically just starts tapping incredibly fast. That is full Mach speed for Vago. There's just their foot is incredibly like they could probably like do a pretty sick drum beat if their foot was on pace.
She doesn't make conversation, so if you don't have anything to say to her, you can finish out your watch, and she will take the rest of it until morning.
Yeah, I think Vago will probably just sit in silence for a bit, kind of glancing at the creature for a bit, kind of pondering something, but
It's like right away. It's just out of like the light of the fire.
in the morning. But they'll just mutter that to themselves before heading back to sleep.
Sorry, excuse me. So you go to sleep. You are all asleep, and eventually morning comes. Or all of you are awoken to the sound of a screeching bird of prey.
It would be me and Arya on
Oh
last
wait,
watch.
oh wait, you're taking watch. I forgot.
Yeah, I overlapped the
Alright.
last one with Ari.
All right, then never mind. Backtrack a little bit. She still does the same thing. She's taking a lot of notes, trying to compile her thoughts about what she saw.
I think Luce asks her something. Not really looking at her, but just sort of looking out at the fire, like resting against the glaive. So how much do you hate me?
Kind of stops, thinks to herself. Not as much as I did the other day. Am I still annoyed at you? Absolutely. But now I have a little bit more perspective.
Not that you need my permission for it, but you're welcome to keep hating me if you'd like.
Correct. I don't need your permission. And I also don't need your permission to stop hating you. You make my aunt happy. And that's what's important.
I've also made her quite sad.
I haven't seen, even though she was very sad the other day, it was also the most I've seen her smile in a very long time.
You know I'm not here to make a mess of things, right?
Yeah, I know.
I'm just making sure.
You are very capable. If none of you were capable, one or more of you would be dead. I am here just because of my more expertise knowledge.
So because you are also capable.
Yeah, you can put it like that.
it seems apt. I don't see why you'd want to deny the same respect you're giving me to yourself.
Yeah, I guess. Just more of a whatever for me. I'm here to do what I need to do. Then I'll head back.
Then I'll do what I'm supposed to do, which is to help protect you.
We're all just gonna have a protection circle of each other. That's how that tends to work when you're in groups.
You know, I did wonder whether or not this level of passive aggression that you happen to have was from your aunt.
Oh no, it's also
I
just a
don't-
personality trait.
I'm aware.
You just kind of
There's
want
like,
extra spice.
yeah, there's like the smallest level of a smile that appears on her face in response to that. She's like, I think there's an element of loose knowing. It's like, no, your aunt was definitely like this too at some points. Nowhere near as consistently like this all the time.
Hers was more playful and teasing instead of biting.
I think the word you're looking for here is caustic.
Yeah, yeah.
But
In
no,
the morning.
she
Sorry,
smiles.
go ahead.
No, she
In the
just
morning,
smiles at.
I will. In the morning, I'll get a better look at everything in the light, the sunlight, and then figure out the game plan.
Well, then I'll be prepared to take as many spider bites and such as I need to ensure you can do that.
I hope we don't have to take too much.
Neither do I. And she finally actually like falls asleep for like the last 30 minutes of it because she is still actually tired.
Perfect. All right. Re-forwarding. Nothing happens during your watches. And when the sun begins to finally rise, you are all awoken up by the sound of a bird of prey screeching. Ari,
Yeah.
who is already up, is like looking to the canopy.
So we have to deal with bird people too now?
I think Mariana will scramble awake. The sky monster's back! The mountain! The sky mountain!
Oh, all of you just calm the fuck down. And like, Ari holds up her arm, and out sweeping from the canopy is a falcon. That does like go to her arm and lands. And now that it's stationary, you can all see a leather harness attached to its chest and back. And she begins to fiddle with it. This is Alvar's bird.
Oh.
I don't like how I'm getting mail from Alvar. So 1 minute, please. And she begins to like fiddle with the clasps and takes out like a stack of paper and letters. The biggest part of the stack is actually the book, Vago, that you gave Professor Villette. That's like a good half of the stack. And then whoever's closest, she'll probably like walk over to you, Luce, and like lift her arm up. The bird could perch somewhere that's not on her arm. Unless you really, really object.
No. I think she just looks at it for a second. I was like, so are you saying you need your aunt's help at this moment?
Take the fucking bird.
I'm not certain that I heard a please and all of that.
Please.
She was already taking it before the please went through. She just wanted to say it anyways.
The bird didn't do anything wrong. And so now that she's one bird less, she looks at the paper and opens up one of these letters and begins to furiously read it. Eyes scrunched in worry before there's a breath she wasn't realizing she was holding releases in relief. So I've got good news and bad news. What do you want first?
Bad.
Yeah, bad news first.
The camp that everyone was at was attacked.
What?
I'm sorry.
The good news is, other than a couple bumps and small cuts, everyone's fine. They had to leave a lot of stuff behind and can only really take the cart, but they're making their way to Perth.
Okay. What's the good news?
The good news is that they're fine.
Ah.
And I also have mail for everybody. First one she hands us out to Hale. The second one she hands is to Mariana. Let me throw this in your thing, Amber. I'll also send you wrong Amber in my Discord. So Mariana, that one's yours. Vago, you get a small some sheafs of paper and the book, which looks a little cleaner. And the last one she is holding, very confused, before looking at Luce. This one's technically for you, but it's not meant for you now. She'll just like hold it out to you if you want to look at it. Luce, the front of your letter says, to be given to Lucille Villette upon the revival of her next death.
Is it gonna be like 51st Dates?
Ain't no
I haven't
way,
seen
ain't
that
no
movie.
way.
I'm sorry.
Don't
There's
put
no
me
way.
in an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh
No,
my
but-
I perform better than that man. Don't put me in that situation.
So in that movie,
I know.
I know, I
Sure.
haven't seen it.
Mare doesn't.
Go ahead.
So Drew Barrymore's character has memory loss, where she doesn't remember anything. Like she has like long-term memories that she remembers, but anything that happened like the last 24 hours is like wiped every day. So she like doesn't know what happened. So Adam Sandler's character like falls in love with her, and eventually they get married. And every day he like plays her a tape about who he is and like what their relationship.
This is too fucking sad. Can we not?
It's really sweet. Like the
It
You
is
introduced this, Mare.
Like, it wasn't intentional. I've never seen the movie.
It
Oh
was.
no.
I love it though. It's so sweet. Like
I'm sorry. I tuned out because holy shit, Alvar is such a fucking sweetheart. Hale just reaches up to the falcon and scritches right behind the ear underneath the feathers.
It begins to like creep off of Luce's arm and over to you.
I should do something nice for Alvar when we return.
Oh.
Vago, you have yours as well.
I do.
But I don't want to send you yours because I didn't actually write up a letter for you.
Oh.
So the real question is, do you eventually look at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
In time, but I think they'll probably focus more on the book first.
As she does like, I don't know what you want to do with that letter. Because it's kind of useless in your hands if you die. Because your shit will be left behind. Or you can just open it up now. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. This was towards Luce, by the way, with in regards to the to be given to Lucille upon the revival of her next death.
I think while she has it, I think she will just walk over to Hale busily, just look at Hale like playing with the with the bird, and hands it over to Hale.
Oh. Are you sure?
Are you asking me to whether I doubt myself right now, Hale?
No. He'll just tuck it away in his like backpack or satchel.
If you have any letters to send, it might not be a bad idea to hook them up to the Falcon before she leaves.
They are heading back to Perth. Well, they are heading to
Mhm.
Perth. I can write a letter of introduction.
I might also head back to Perth with this new news, honestly. Unless you really... I also want to finish taking notes and sketches and bring everything back as well.
Right. All right. Hale will essentially get the Falcon to get onto his shoulder, pull out some parchment and ink, and begin to write a like, "Hey, these people are researchers who came to our forest. Please treat them kindly." Blah 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 blah.
Easy. And anyone else is more than welcome to write a letter as well.
I think Mariana's gonna write a letter to Emily. But the letter to Emily, it's gonna have like letterception.
Okay.
Her letter to Emily is just gonna say, I changed my mind. Can you send this back home? And we'll have a letter to home in it.
Okay. You just send me those later.
I think I know what Luce writes. I think I know who Luce writes it to. What was Hale's mom figure? Who was of the
Anna?
married couple?
Anna.
Hana.
H-A-N-A.
Yes, she writes a letter to Anna.
Okay.
And it's very simple. I think the crux of what she says is essentially, thank you again for your hospitality and for the kindness you showed me. I want you to know that I found my daffodil. And regardless of what follows, I have been made happier than I think I could have ever been.
So sweet.
Right in the Kokodo.
Ari, while you're all writing letters, does go back to the monsters, both the large and the small, and continues to take notes, observes, sketches, and gets a couple pieces of carapace for the big guy. Also a blood sample.
And it's blood.
Quote unquote. It's mostly ink.
Vago's gonna go join her, mainly because something's been bothering them ever since they kind of found the whole evidence of minutia on the carapace. You said that the hands are kind of like not where they should be on the, I guess, on the human inside, right?
Yeah, the more or less the hands, the human hands have been kind of like, it's very difficult to tell unless you break everything open, but just based on orientation, they're kind of like fused to the inside of limbs, front limbs of the spider limbs. But yeah, there's minutia like in the front areas and on like the head-ish on the minutia in those general areas.
Yeah, Vago's got a kind of a bad feeling about all this, especially given the whole, Magnus and the Paragon meeting before all this happened. They're gonna look over to Ari. Do you mind if I get a little hands-on with this?
No, I'm almost done.
Okay.
And then you can do whatever you'd like. I'm gonna probably head off as soon as I'm done here. Try and make as much use of daylight as I can. Oh, also everybody roll the number of D10 to get your stats back up, and the number of successes has how many you regain.
There's just the max number of stats for your.
Yeah, and then the number
Okay.
of successes is how many you get back. So 1, 2. But yes, she eventually finishes, gives you a nod, and then head back to camp. Not too far away. Unless anyone else needs me for anything, I'm gonna start heading back. Will you be able to handle? And she inclines her head at Jokul.
I can, yeah. Thank you for everything you've already done.
All right. I'll give my regards when I catch back up. And Ari will leave. Vago, what did you want to do?
Vago is kind of on a mission to kind of search for the actual human hands. They've got a theory, and they're not really liking where it's going.
Okay, roll me a strength check, because you're gonna have to break shit open.
Alright.
And just let me know when you start reading through your letters and your books and stuff too.
Yeah. This will probably be after the whole hands-on investigation, but yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you're gonna have to crack some lobsters open.
3 successes.
3 successes. It's a little messy. You definitely think you broke some of. It's not clean, and you think you broke some of the bones in the human, but you are able to get to it eventually. It is fused to the inner flesh. What are you looking for specifically? I
Their
think I know what you're
fingertips.
looking for, but yeah, you're
Their-
looking for
their
fingertips.
fingertip. Yeah.
So it's kind of sticky onto the inside. So it's not clean. But you do see minutia, the print marks, kind of flowing out and into what used to be the inside of the creature. But unfortunately, just from how it was attached and how you wasn't a very clean cut, you can't get anything highly detailed. It was just in general gruesome.
So you can't really make out any like minute details on the actual fingertips themselves. Just kind of very
Yeah.
messy. Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah. Y'all were not kind to this thing, and whatever happened to it was also not kind to it.
Damn.
I think after a little bit, like, Ari leaves and Vago is dealing with this thing, and Mariana will be like, what the hell is Vago doing? Like, and will approach, probably like after he's done. Did you lose something?
No. There's something I wanted to check, but I don't really find what I was looking for. So.
What was it?
I have a theory. But I don't really want to say what it is yet until I find something that can prove it. But didn't really find any evidence to prove my theory yet, so I can't really say it yet. I have a bad feeling about all this.
I don't want to say what it is, but why do you have this theory?
Mainly it's because of those 2 people that Hale saw right before all this went down.
Like our people.
Yeah.
You think they had something to do with them turning?
Maybe. Like, maybe they have something to do with this in general, because I mean, we saw another Paragon and some Magnus members up on the mountain too. And you know what happened up there?
Just doesn't make any sense because Mariana stops and thinks for a little bit. Unless the circle people, which is what she calls the Vagos, unless the circle people messed up something really bad, maybe Paragons, they hate ink. Vago, they hate it so much. They might just be willing to team up if it means destroying it.
Honestly, that's a terrifying thought, because they're gonna look down at what used to be this person, now turned into this monster. If this is what's gonna happen as a result of them working together, I shudder to think what their end goal is like.
Well, we have to stop them before we find out, right?
Yeah.
Mariana will leave you to whatever you need to do to finish up and head back towards the others.
Vago's gonna clean themselves off and sort of start looking through their letters in the book, see if that might have anything.
So the book that you gave to Professor Villette is slightly cleaner. Not all of the pages have been completely freshened up and are readable, but a much bigger chunk of them are than compared to before. And there's a couple small stacks of paper with notes and translations from the book and basically her findings and interpretations of what she read inside the book, as well as the runes and etching rubbings that you saw on the rocks from the mountain. And the long and short of it is that Professor Villette hypothesizes and talks about the runes on the mountain and some of the notes in the book, that they are magical spells or practices that are moving ink in very large quantities. And she kind of equates it, at least how it says in the book. She doesn't really understand. It doesn't make sense to her just because of her own knowledge, but the way it's talked about is the bleeding of the ink up on the mountain, and just like miscellaneous notes, is kind of akin to bleeding a wound of infection, which she also makes a small note saying, like, this doesn't make sense. Ink is not an infection. So I don't, and they know this. The Magnus of Cycles know this, like. And then she also talks about wanting to harness, and she makes another note saying, this is some of the parts that are still difficult to read, but it sounds like they want to harness the power of travelers.
Vago's gonna shut the book and make their way over to the others. Well then, that was fairly frightening to read, I'll be honest.
What was it? The letters?
Yeah, Professor Villette managed to clean up parts of the book, and then they're gonna spend some time basically relaying what they read in the notes in the book to the others.
I'm also going to put my little bullet points of what I just told Abhishek in our chat as well, so y'all can read it back at another time.
So, all right. You want to do want to destroy us.
Possibly, but again, for what reason, we have no idea.
Of why maybe the Paragons would want.
Hale, which way did you say the Paragon and the Magnus member went?
To the south.
Isn't this is Jokl speaking. Home is southeast, but
We need to get down there.
Agreed.
I also want to get home.
Agreed.
course.
Looks like we're hitting the old dusty trail again.
Mariana would like to try to fashion some sort of like way to like pull Jokl with them. Like
Like a sled.
yeah. With maybe like the bedroll and like some
You tie it.
big sticks.
So what you could do in an emergency situation is wrap the end of a bedroll around a stick and use that as a pull, like a little handle, and then put Jokl on the back. But if you want to do something a little bit more complicated, I think we have some rope that we can use.
Yes,
Yeah.
someone specifically did say they wanted to bring rope. I'm pretty sure that was loose.
I think so, yeah.
I was just thinking about speed. If we need speed, which it sounds like we might, uh having having a pull is probably better than like a carrying situation.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I will take whatever uncomfortable mode of transportation it is until to get back quick. So whatever you think is best.
Let's hop two.
Let's go.
So what you can do is between your 4 brains and your 4 pairs of hands, 5 if you count Jokl, you can fashion something to make carrying a little easier than just shoving them on your back. It's just however much time you want to spend on it. Let me look at my quick map and see how far y'all are away from their home. I will say that it will take 2 days to get to Jokel's home. In that time, if you want to roll for the short rest, I think it's a short rest. Whatever your stats go back up to full, and then you roll a d10 to get vitality. I'll say you can do that because it's really quiet in this forest after you killed that thing. There don't seem to really be any monsters in this direction at all. So you're unaccosted for the remaining nights. And Vago, as you get closer, you begin recognizing some landmarks. You hear you too, Hale, this is a familiar sound, the river. It's the same river that goes by Perth. And eventually, amidst the trees, there is a very tiny settlement. Vago, you know that they have stubbornly put up a warding against monsters. Even it's like half a dozen houses, but there is no Printweaver. So it's safe.
We're here.
Mayor, would you also want us to each give up 30 ink for the night's rest?
However you want to split it up, you need to do it for 5 people for the two other nights.
Oh, right, because it's 2 nights. So it's
You already did the other night.
so it would be 20 each, plus
would
someone
be-
else needs
it
to
would be
cover
a
another
total-
20.
It would be a total 10 for everybody, and then someone would need to take the extra 10 for Jokul.
But it's 20 each because it's 2 nights, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's 5 drops of ink.
Oh, it's 5 drops of ink. I thought it was 10
it?
drops
Oh.
of ink.
Nope, 5 drops.
I can cover Jokul.
Sounds good.
I checked. It's 10.
My bad.
Yeah, 10 drops of ink per person need to be used in order to ward the area for 1 night. So yeah, it is 10.
My bad. It's fine.
This is why multiple people should have the book open at any given moment.
Always have it.
It's fine. You could
And
have just said my word is law and have it been 5. It would have been fine.
I would know.
The
You
guilt.
would feel guilty. No, that's fair. Okay, thank you for checking. Anyway, Vago, you know the way from here.
Vago smiles. Like, it's a nice warm smile on their face as they kind of see familiar sights and familiar roads. So they sort of speed up a little bit.
Jokul, from however you decided to lug them along, is looking in relief at this small, tiny settlement that doesn't even have a name. There is surprisingly, a 2-story house where you know the Sagepens lives. They have a big family and have a habit of taking people in that need it. The second floor is also used for their weavers by trade and spin wool. So that's where also all the looms are. How y'all approaching?
It's probably from the front, honestly. Yeah.
Jokul looks up at who's carrying Jokul?
I'm assuming Mariana was as the strongest. She would offer at least.
I'm still mad Mariana's the strongest. 1 point.
Can one of you, someone help me up to my feet?
Oh, of course. Whatever he needs to get steady and presentable,
Mm-hmm.
she'll help him out with.
Y'all go up to the front door. I'm assuming you knock.
Well, I'll let Jokul take lead because would he knock it at the door of his own house?
He's kind of like being supported by y'all. So
Vago would probably take the lead on this one.
Hello, delivery.
Slap
Ow,
him like
fuck.
No, quiet.
you all hear the sound of several pitter-pattering of feet before louder footsteps answer the door. And you see a tall, very dusty blonde man open up the door, look at all of you before looking at Jokul. And he yells back, "Time!" And a woman, or femme-presenting person with a shock of bright red hair, comes around the corner. And the two of them stare at Jokul. And the two of them, whoever's holding Jokul, you just kind of get pushed off to the side as his partners hug him and hold him and begin crying.
Going to need to sign for this.
Slap him again.
Ow, fuck.
Around the
No,
corner,
it's
you
ruined
all
the moment.
also see a mixed bag of different aged children. There's like 4 or 5 of them. The
I'm
older
assuming
ones.
they all look different. They've just like collected
Yes,
orphan children.
they have collected a bunch of kids.
They did.
An older kid is holding someone that looks like to be the youngest, like a toddler. And the 3 of them are just holding each other, crying.
Mariana will make work to take apart the whatever makeshift thing that they had made and just give them, obviously, whatever time they need.
It is a long moment before the shock of red hair detangles herself from the other 2 and turns to you, Vago. Been a while.
Hey, time.
She'll pull you into a hug too.
Vago graciously accepts it and just hugs back with just as much emotion as the others were.
Eventually, she turns to the rest of you. Come in, come in. Thank you. Thank you. Choco went missing several days ago and we didn't know what happened to them. Thank you. And you are invited inside.
Mariana keeps looking. What were the names of the partners?
You heard Time and Jokul, but you didn't get the last one. That nothing has been said yet.
I'm sure the lot of you have a lot to catch up on. Do you mind if I make myself busy in your kitchen? Tea?
I can do that, Hale. Let me.
Hands on Vago. No. You should catch up with your family friends. Unless you know you want to come help me with tea, then I am not going to say no.
Pushes Hale.
Vago. The oldest kid, Basil, who's holding the toddler, Frit, hands the toddler to you. I'll go help your friend.
Thanks, Basil. And Vago's gonna kind of just gently like they've done this before, which they considering they probably have when they were living here. Very gently coddle Fred and just kind of make them feel at ease.
They're tired. They're so tired. But 2 other kids end up coming in, and it's a dog pile. We're just gonna call it a dog pile. Jokul has been moved to a comfortable looking couch. You eventually do catch a name, Mariana. He is talking to the other man named Uma, and basically trying to stop him from completely obsessing over how comfortable, making him comfortable, doting.
Mariana is confused by the fact that there's like 3 partners.
Sweet
Like,
child,
I think
love
she's
you.
I think she's confused by it. She's like, she keeps kind of just like staring at them, but like one at a time. You know what I mean? Like, I think she is trying to figure it out.
Oh, sweet child.
Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
I love you, Mariana. Uma, the one who had answered the door, finally being told off and to stop fretting and doting, turns to the 3 of you, because Hale went in the kitchens. Thank you again.
It's the least I could do.
You okay, kid? You look a little rough.
It's been pretty rough. they sort of scratch their head and kind of look down, not really wanting to acknowledge it yet, but just kind of passing it off as that.
And then he turns to the rest of you and be like, I'm Uma. And this, you've already met Joko. And this is my other partner, Time, and a group of children. They run around a lot. So it's okay if you miscount, but they're all good kids. If they do get too nosy, please just tell them they need to hold off on questions.
How can we best serve as a distraction for them?
Just keep them occupied. At least until Time can finish dinner. Yeah, Hale, it looks like Time was in the middle of cooking dinner.
Well, this puts a damper on things. Grabs a spoon off the table and then just like, I'm just gonna help myself a little bit.
And like almost at the sound of like, oh shit, the dinner.
Hale just quickly just takes a spoon out of his mouth and hands it to the kid that followed him and, hey, hold that for a second.
This is like a gangly 17-year-old, and he's like, I'm gonna snitch on you.
Oh, don't you dare. What does it take?
It'll be fine. I don't think she's gonna care. At least not today.
That's no fun. As Time walks in, is there anything I could help you with?
If you could, actually, yes. We have another friend. An injured woman showed up on the doorstep a couple days ago. If you can go check on her.
Yeah, sure.
Basil, can you show him to the visitor's room? Gangly teen nods. And he's like, she's spare room at the end of the main hallway. Come on. She's been kind of weak, so we've all just been kind of taking turns making she gets some food, which Maz, are still broth that we can bring. She kind of nods and like motions to like the pot on the stove. He gets a cup and then motions for you to follow, Hale.
Tell me about the injury. Is it bad?
Not really. She's not physically injured. She's just beyond exhausted.
And is she a traveler?
Not that I can tell. No. Didn't see the... And then he wiggles his fingers.
As they approach the door, Hale will gently knock on it to make sure they're, like, awake.
You hear a muffled come in.
Hello, you might not know me. My name is Hale. I came in with a bunch of friends.
Hale. In the bed, you see... Don't give me that look.
I'm gearing up to get stabbed.
No, I'm waiting.
I'm clenching my abdomen.
I thought you were going to say I'm clenching my ass cheeks. Let's go.
I am full puckered.
You never want to go full puckered.
You fail. You see a woman in the bed. Her hair is very big and messy and very tangled. It looks like it hasn't seen a good brush in a while. Very similar to her sister. As you see a very weak looking Trina in the bed. And like, as you begin speaking, she's reading a book and she drops it. Hale, is that you?
Trina?
And she begins to try and getting out of the bed.
No, you stay down.
No. Then you
Hale
She
will
will-
cross the breadth of the room and just like gently like wrap his arms around her. Dear God, where have you been?
Where have you been?
Oh, that's right, you don't know.
No. She like pulls away, grabs your face. Are you okay? Have you seen Edmund?
The last time I saw Edmund and your sister, we were at the pillar and, well, I got knocked out from behind. Next thing I knew, I was waking up in the Print Weavers in Vale Point.
Oh, you're alive. You're okay.
I'm actually going out to find them.
She nods in relief, and she's like tearing up at this point, and like this is like the softest you've ever seen her. She's usually just like a little snarky.
Hey kid, do you have a brush?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find a comb and come back later. Bye. He does
He'll-
leave like the bone broth on the ground though.
He'll separate himself from Trina and help her lay back down, sit at the edge of the bed.
She doesn't lay down. She will sit, but she will not lay down.
Okay. Yeah, I waited for a week in Vale Point. They didn't show up, and so I figured the worst happened. I'm supposed to head back down there and try to suss out anything. I've been back home. I've told everyone what had happened.
How's my sister?
Emily, she's good. She's taking the whole Print Weaver thing in strides.
She's good at whatever she puts her mind to.
Can you believe she's using bread to tell fortunes?
I can. And do you give her the bone broth?
Yeah, I'll just slowly feed her.
She refuses to let you feed her, first of all.
Just let me do this.
No. But you notice this pretty quickly. Hale. She doesn't have print marks.
If she'll let him, he'll take her hand and turn them over to face himself.
Yeah, she lets you.
Trina, what happened?
When Edmund and I got separated from you, we thought you just, doing the Hale thing. Checking out whatever caught your interest and would catch back up with us. So we didn't really pay it any mind. Edmund and I both got ambushed and then separated. And I ended up with a bunch of folks who were trying to, I don't know. She kind of like takes, whatever part of your hand you have around her, she'll like squeeze it. There was a lot of pain, especially in my hands at some point, and one morning I didn't have them.
The best thing I can describe of Hale at the moment is he is bristling. You know who they are.
Not by they didn't tell me their name, if that's what you're asking. But they were a bunch of spellcasters, as best as I can tell. 3 circles, I think. Something I saw often. It was kind of hard to pay attention a lot. So...
No. when we take care of things here, how about we get you home?
I'd like that.
You should rest.
Let me know when before. Let me. You'll visit again before you leave, right?
Of course. I'll take you home to Perth by myself if I have to.
Good.
He'll gently squeeze her hand, kiss her on the forehead, and then take the empty bone broth mug as he leaves and shuts the door quietly. As he enters the living space, he'll turn to Vago. We need to talk.
Before you come back out, what's the vibe everywhere else?
I think once Hale leaves the kitchen to go off, Mariana will slip into the kitchen with time to help her with dinner.
She seems to be cutting up more vegetables and getting more meat ready for 5 extra guests.
Please, can I help? I'm really good at cutting things up.
Sure, if you can take over vegetables, I'm gonna start seasoning and then finish cooking, get stuff in the oven. Thank you. Thank you.
Mariana will very carefully peel the whatever. I'm assuming they're like root vegetables and things.
Yeah.
Like she'll peel them first and then cut them.
A little bit of everything.
This is a really big house. You have a lot of people here.
Yeah. The home belonged to my grandmother, who taught me how to weave, and we just kind of started collecting everybody. The second floor actually has a lot of looms and spinning wheels.
Must be pretty cozy up there.
It gets a little warm after we've made a lot of fabric, but it is very nice, yes.
When did you start taking people in?
It was always kind of a family thing, let's put it that way. My mother would always bring home injured animals, and then it eventually went to helping children who lost their parents. Some would stay, some would not, and just kept getting bigger.
There's a lot of them. What are their names? There's Basil and Frit.
There's Basil, there's Frit, the second youngest is Aurora, and the second oldest is Rory.
Those are really nice names. Did you give them their names or did they come with them?
Basil came with his. We named the other 3.
We?
Myself and Jokul and Numa.
There's 3 of you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Of course it's okay. We have a lot of love in our hearts, and there's nothing saying that we need to save it all for one person.
I guess that makes sense. I've never seen 3 people like that before.
It's a lot of work and a lot of communication, but also a lot of love.
Sounds really nice.
It is until Jokul eats the last slice of pie.
I don't like pie. That would be okay. Mariana will just keep on cutting up vegetables.
Luce and Vago, what are you doing? As
Uh,
Hale disappears as well as Mariana.
uh, Okay, question for Vago. Are you interacting with all the kids, or is this going to be a Luce is given this assignment kind of thing?
An auntie loose. You're muted.
You're muted.
Oh no! we'll never know.
Ha! Vago is absolutely interacting with all of the kids.
Yeah, I think very teasingly, I think she suggests to you, Vago, like she probably takes you to the side for a second. Okay, there's only one way we actually manage to get them all under control. You have to give them a common enemy to be under in order to face. So my suggestion is you take a set with you, I take a set with me, and we start playing tag with one another.
Well, that could work, but I mean, I could also just take all of them, and I can let them dogpile me with all their questions, considering they haven't seen me in a while.
Listen here, you. I don't care if this is your home. Those children are adorable, and they deserve all the love and affection in the world.
Fair.
It's like, I think Luce after that exchange goes to some of the smallest kids. It's like, so who would like to go really high up in the air?
Brett, who is sucking his thumb, waves his other hand wildly.
It's like, is he big like
He's like,
mucus and mocos and everything is just like falling down? Or is he just a little?
he's small. He's just a toddler. Terrible twos.
Oh, oof. It's like, hello there, dear. Would you like to go up really high? Like lifts them up into the air and almost looks like she's about to like just let them fly out of her hand, but does not. Like keeps it like just a little bit, but it's just like going through the full like rocking motions, just the smallest one. And like it managed to get one because she knows she's actually okay with Vago doing spending time with the rest of them. But I think Vago probably catches Luce at one point, just a couple of tears down her face because I think she's looking at what she can't have anymore.
Oh.
Owie.
Oh, owie.
So my question for the players is we have 5 minutes left. Do you want to have a conversation go a little over with Hale, or do we want to save it for next week?
I wouldn't mind going over.
I wouldn't mind either. I want this to be happening.
Hale, ready to fire off, boy?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me ask our producer. Are you okay to go over, Turk? Okay, we're good. Let's go.
I don't think our audience can hear it, but our producer just told us, just give me all the emotions.
Literally
Yeah,
just
basically.
said, fuck me up.
Hit me real
Alright,
hard today,
fam.
fam. Hit me real hard today.
Okay, Hale, you do come back out to Uma and Jokul just basking in each other's presence. And the other two, Luce and Vago, are distracting the kids. And Mariana, you were eventually joined very quickly by Basil helping in the kitchen, but yeah, Hale.
Still bristly, like just the Ghibli like hair bristle turning and looking over to Vago. Could we talk for a moment?
Vago's probably gonna notice the very out of character like demeanor that Hale has. Yeah, sure.
Hale will walk outside, close
Vago
the
will
door
follow.
behind them.
Vago will follow after making sure that Luce can kind of handle the other kids before following Hale outside.
I think she's more than capable.
Just multiple kids start crawling on top of her of various sizes.
Hale lights up his pipe, takes a small puff and a second to recollect. You're familiar... Well, just a quick question before I answer that one. You are familiar with the Magnus of Cycles, correct?
I mean, aside from what we've encountered so far, I guess, aside from what we've heard and what we've encountered so far, besides whatever's going on up in here, not a whole lot.
You
As you
don't
think.
you don't recall anything that they've been doing?
I mean, again, I woke up with pretty much no memory aside from when I woke up and was found by the sage bends.
Very long draw, and then a sigh.
Why?
One of the friends that I had gone missing when we went out is in the back bedroom right now.
Wait, what?
And she told me that the Magnus of Cycles had done something.
Something being what?
He takes a step forward towards Vago. They took her prince, Vago. I don't know what that means, if she's still a traveler or not anymore. But they hurt her.
Lago's
And
eyes are going to slowly widen at this.
I really hope, for your sake and mine, that you are telling the truth, that you do not remember what's going on with the Magnus of Cycles. Because if you did, I would have you say goodbye to the people in those rooms and take you out myself. So, here's the plan. I'm gonna find your Magnus of Cycle friends and ask them what the fuck they did to my friend.
Vago's very, very, very shocked to hear that Thale is basically threatening them at this point. First off, I'm not lying. I thought you of all people would trust me, but hey, whatever. Second off, they're not my friends. Thirdly, I agree with your plan, because I want to get some answers myself.
We need to do this as fast as possible. If Trina is alive and she was held by the Magnus Circles, there's a small chance that Edmund is out there too, getting whatever done to him that they did to Trina.
Okay. Vago's gonna look pretty grim as they sort of breathe in and out, praying, kind of recalling what their theories from the that they had in the forest, praying, hoping that they're not right, but it's not looking too good.
If you need some time to think, feel free to do it out here, I guess. But before you get back in, fix your face. Don't want anyone else worrying.
Yeah. Same to you.
It's almost like unnerving how well the mask happens as the door opens and Hale walks over the threshold. It's just like grim face, door opens, the light shines, there's a smile there.
Vago honestly can't remain standing. Their knees are sort of shaking with what they've just heard from Hale. They immediately take a seat and just their breathing gets quicker and quicker as they sort of rack their brain before looking at their hands again. Providence, please, please let me be wrong about all this. Please.
Do you eventually go back inside?
Yes, after sort of taking some time to rack their brain and compose themselves, they slowly stand up, fix their face, as Hale so eloquently put it, before heading back inside.
All of you have a lovely dinner. And we'll pick up next week, the next morning. Hey, everybody. That was the end of session 6 of Printweaver's Pillar of Ink. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. I'm glad we extended exactly where I wanted to end. That's always a great feeling for pacing. Anyway, we're gonna go around and say, hey, who we are, where you can find us, and so on and so forth. Do I have any takers on who wants to go first?
Hey everybody, my name is RJ, and I just got clipped like a bunch during this episode and gift and woo! Oh, you can catch me at rjustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes shitpost. Catch me over at a bunch of places, and if you want to see me go live in those, check out my Twitter because I normally retweet when I go live.
I can go next. Hello there, everybody. My name is Angela Namusmogrejo. You see your pronouns, and I've been playing Lucia Villette. It's taking a bit to get used to saying that. You can find me in shock over the entire team over on Girls Write These Worlds because despite a lot of different things coming up, we are releasing our zine, our third zine for Pride on time Thursday. It, I think at last count, roughly has 112 pages on it or something like that.
God.
It's double the size of our it's the size of our first two zines combined. Truly, I love doing the work that I do, but you can find me over there and as well as running Afterlife Nexus on Wednesdays over on Girls Run These Worlds. That's me.
Hi, I'm Amber. You can find me on the web in most places as analog_Amber. I am a Twitch variety streamer, currently fundraising for Stream for a Cause all through Pride, and will be taking a part in the gayest queer indie showcase in a couple of weeks. I hope that you can join us for some amazing, amazing queer content as we celebrate and uplift the queer characters and devs and artists that we should know and love. I have been playing Mariana, and I don't think that she's any less confused than she was at the beginning.
Lastly, hey, my name is Abhishek Matange. Go by he, him. You can find me at neon_raiden on Twitter, where basically I talk about voice acting, tokusatsu, so any Kamen Riders, Super Sentai fans. You can come see me chatting about the latest episodes every Sunday. And yeah, I've been playing Vago Viator, and I'm in immense pain right now.
And I'm an immense joy. Hey everyone, I'm Mary. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. Every Sunday here at 6 p.m. Eastern, you can find me running this heartbreaking game. I'm so fucking excited. We're about halfway through-ish. On Thursdays for 2 more sessions, you can find me on Sword and Key, where I am running an Invisible Sun campaign called Fraying Threads. This coming Thursday, there will be no live episode. We will be running a couple developmental scenes that happen between the main campaign. One of them is called Charcuterie Night, and the second one is called Be the Cobra Chicken You Wish to See. Please just guess what those are, because whatever you guess on what the subject matter is, you're wrong. Yeah. And on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, you can find me playing your lovely Soul Knife Rogue Star Druid Acacia on Horizon's Call. That's all I got. Everybody stick around for the raid. We are going to be raiding Exquisite Corpse Presents, which has been running a whole slew of charity games for Pride. So go check them out, and we'll see you next week. Bye.